I was looking at my Canada pension. It's hardly anything. They never put it all through. I've had a lot of hardships. I'm living on nothing in food. It's not expensive here, this place, but the property around here and food prices are crazy in Canada. And I'm going to denounce citizenship. I just wrote my MP, not this one. That's right. Don't vote for them. That's why I'm leaving. I don't vote progressive conservative. I wanted to do a progressive conservative. They lied to about Harvard. Animal abuse, children's youth list. Their provincial police are out of control. Her daughter's raped by her father, police officer, raped. That was the first. I end up in one of the rotten shelters that you put in this town, Collingwood. You shouldn't support these things. These shelters, I get social stress. I've always had it. I can't take shelters. I can't take drug addicts. I don't hate them. I don't want to be in with people. And I had a letter from there, but it wasn't with me. I lost it. It was a letter from Calgary saying that he can't take the shelters. I was in a psychiatric hospital for 3 friggin' months because my niece stole the estate. So I come back here to try to get legal action. Can't. They're not funding it. There's no rights. There's no rights. I just blow up all the time. Looking at my pension here, all the forms, I put it through. I see it quite easy. I'm just going to go to Ottawa. I'm applying for a permanent status for Australia. Just a visa, permanent visa. The funds transfer over. There's an agreement with us. I can't work here. They destroyed the horse racing industry. It's gone to crap for years. It's all part of the United States' corruption since Bush. I can't live here. My dream was to help horses, but I learned a lot. I've learned a lot about the horse industry. Egos destroying horses with women. The Canadian women are into the equestrian bill, dragging on bits. You can't talk to them. You can't deal with them. I don't know if it'll be better, but they're calling me a gent in Australia. I talk to the racing owners and stuff. Oh, Mike, you're a gent. You want to help our horses? We're all holistic. We don't want the drug barons. We're fed up with the mine. I think I'm an Australian. I think I always will be. I don't have any love for Canada. Not the corruption I've gone through. First past the post and 5-party system, you got 2 rotten bastards that lie all the time. They can't live in a country like that. Australia's got a proportional system. It's not perfect, but at least mates talk. And they get rid of it. They went through a lot of leaders. Canada didn't. And work parity. If you're working there, you're making money. You're not making money here. It's expensive there. But you can make a living. Here you're making 5 jobs to get food in a house. Canadian housing markets. He talked about it quite right. These people get into this real estate racket really easy. They have no concern about and I feel sorry for people that have bought mortgages. The worst thing you can have right now is a mortgage. That's freaking crazy. That's what he said. It's going to crash. Well, it is crashing. I'm reading the home. It's the worst freaking country to ever come to. Next to the United States. The United States is not a safe country. It's not safe. There's so many friggin' guns. And they want to bring them up to Canada. Hell no. I've been shot at. I don't like guns. I don't like any guns, period. I don't use them. I don't want guns. I want to get away from guns. I've got PTSD because of guns. He robbed me for $60. What did I get? I get $7,000. That's all the compensation I got. And what I do with that, I went and bought a hi-fi stereo. Good one. She threw it out. I'm leaving Canada. I don't ever want to see her. I'm making a proclamation of as soon as I'm in Australia. I'm denouncing Canadian citizenship. I don't want any ties with an oil-based economy that's destroyed Australia. And it's destroying the planet. It's all to do with Donald Trump. I'm an environmentalist, and it just seems like I'm so bloody alone in here. I'm not backing down. The environment's being destroyed, and they're lying all the time. I go out west, I get somewhere with the horses there. I can't live around a bunch of people that support the oil fields. They're being brainwashed. I saw Stephen Harper, and I thought that's the end of it. He's gone. And the First Nations thought, boy, this Trudeau will be all right. And that's what I thought. Oh, he got elected. He'd be like his dad. It's not like his dad. Liar. You can't take liars. First of all, you put a carbon tax in. It's only a small little thing, but let's give Minnesota incentive. Got rid of that. Put a full out pipeline, Trans-Pacific right through. Here's Columbia. All the lies there. 1952, they started building it up there, the assholes. They are assholes. I'm not against mining resources, like precious metals and stuff, because that's bitchamite and that's destructive to the planet. But they tell you a different life. I can't live in Canada. I can't be tethered paying tax. So denunciation of citizenship. As soon as I get my pension, start working there in Australia. I'll have horses at 65 and 70. I can't live in a country where I can't get working in it. You should hear the crap I've gone through to try to get a job. You even got to give a whole bitch sex to work in their stable. That was one thing I found that out. No, there, holy boy. Yeah, there is. They like your qualifications, but as soon as they find out you worked at the racetrack, you're a bum. Bang, black. What a bunch of racket. See, we got a bad reputation, the horse racing people. We're like carnies. Not carnies, carnies. Jimi Hendrix goes to England. He thought it was racist and then refused to serve. No, I think you're one of those carnival people. The frilly coat. Well, I'm not a carnival person. I lived at the racetrack for a couple of years. It was a rough life. It was really. Not as rough as going homeless. I had a tack room to live in. I had food on the table. I had pay coming in. Go out to the bars, have a few beer. It wasn't too bad. I had good clients, good tenants. Lived in barns with horses, racehorses. They're the best friends I've ever had. They're the best tenants. They're a little noisy at night. They play tunes on the cross ties. And listen, I'm trying to be serious and funny because it's the bloody crap I went through. I talked to an Aussie there. She said, "Oh, Mike, you've really gone for a rough trot. Canada's as corrupt as a horse's ass. It's corrupt. It's corrupt with real estate now. It was corrupt with horse racing. It was corrupt as hell. Too much blatant animal abuse. Blatant horse abuse. I finally get away from it in horse racing. I got no question. It's just, where do you go? You're running away from everything. It's all about winning, not about doing a sport and enjoying it. It's winning. And they're not making big money in the question. It's just to be better than the other person. They're scarred as hell. It's terrible. And it's got a common to it because they're all bums now, those people. They're washed up. Horse karma. If you lose a quarter, you broke damn horse owner. You're drugging horses. You're cheap. It's a corrupt bloody country. The United States put a moratorium on horse slaughter. You couldn't slaughter horses. Yeah, and it did. The French Canadians love eating them. Corrupt as hell. Sick as hell. I go up here if I'm going to look after some guy's horses. It's a kill pen. It's not fun that I quit. I don't kill horses. I drove a cat. Crazy, eh? I thought I'd be safe, but there's a guy there in the cab all drunk up behind. Lost everything. Good. If you're killing horses, you're making more money than me. Yeah. I did that for 10 years. I was flipping out. People coming to me and telling me how bad their lives were. Couldn't take it. It was overwhelming me. We used to call it a nervous breakdown. But they have labels for it to fit the drugs here. And it's a profit-based industry. Who's getting $150 a tablet wrote a prescription up? That's the unfair healthcare system. That's why nobody had doctors. You couldn't figure out how to travel all over town. You haven't got PTSD, man. You haven't got a bipolar. You got PTSD. They're assholes. I was a Canadian military clinician. They're assholes. Yeah, my cousin's a doctor in Australia. He says they ain't doctors. They're not doctors. I think they came from Nazi Germany. I think that's what it is. They came up to South America. They formulated all those drugs and everything off of that. So, yeah, of course, I was Dr. Mingla. Remember him? Dr. Death. He was doing experiments on women, children. Kill one or cause pain, see if the other one responds. Wonderful man. Doctor. Nazi. They escaped to South America. Argentine, they came up here. They've been tortured, all sorts of people. U.S. military, Canadian military. Women, oh yeah, lots of women. It's called gaslighting. It's terrible. You put a devil in the whole system. Norway got rid of that junk. Australia's still got to get rid of some. It's terrible, but they're starting to integrate medicine. That's a bunch of racket. No, the president is driving in Melbourne. Pretty girl in the back, like his daughter, she's about 20. He said he's driving her to the psychiatric hospital there. And I can hear what he said. She said, I get this too. They're just looking at other girls and not thinking they're very good. She's a pretty girl. And she says, do you think I'm pretty? Do you think I'm pretty? Don't you think so, dear? Love? He says, of course you're pretty. You're a pretty girl. Why are you saying that? I'm going to the psychiatric hospital. I'll say to them. It's the fashion industry. It's made women horribly. Oh, it's horrible. You're as good as you are, and that's what Dar Williams said. Comparing yourself to other women. I've seen it all the time. And you just suffer. It's like what's that disease called? They just keep on purging themselves. Oh, it's heavy. Mirror, mirror on the wall. I'm not as pretty as her. It's a blatant thing. So what happened to me is I was caring about people, and I burned out. I started listening to people's stories. And it really, really, really hit me. I don't know. I don't think I'm a bad person. I think I'm a person that cares too much. And I think mental illness, you burn out because you're frustrated. You can't do anything. You can't help people. And then you come to a point. I remember one night, these men were homeless. And I was helping them, and the police were harassing me. It's not right. It's not Salvation Army. They could call me names like the wizard that does Reiki. I cared about these men. So I saw them drive by slow. And they really harassed me. They know I'm pro Green Party. I shouldn't be allowed political corruption. Even those assholes will say they're the problem. They want to bring guns into Canada. That's why cops are getting shot. That they're all traumatized. You can't even walk them. He comes in my door and I said, "What do you want? You gonna kill yourself?" What? No, I'm off medication. Well, that's the problem. You're off medication. Well, look at my life. I've lost 180 pounds, man. I was on a walker before because that shit was giving me seizures. So I'm really denouncing Canada. You got a single payer healthcare system that's just corrupt as hell. You gotta get rid of psychiatry like that. So I go out there, and my niece dumped me because I said this. Her military. She got mad because she worked for a drug company. She's a brainwashed little bimbo. Don't like her. I can't let go of that. I want to get oceans away from her. Change my legal name. Not have anything to do with this. They left me alone in the house. And then they come around with a letter. You gotta leave. Well, help me out. They didn't put me up on the couch. They didn't ask me anything. They just left me. And then I got this letter. We'll give you $3,000. It's agreed upon the executive. I go in. I got no credit. I just paid off credit. I had no chance to build it with my brother. And I paid off the debt. No credit in Ontario, no place to live. So I took $1,500 and I flew out to Victoria, BC. Because I was so traumatized that that asshole got in. I knew things would go shit. That's a progressive, really right-wing conservative. And then I go to Alberta and they got a worse asshole and they're another Connie. And the province is just a piece of crap. You can't tell me it isn't. I'm talking to doctors and nurses and stuff and the police. They're cutting their funds. They're assholes. And I got a lot of problems. Like that guy got on there and he was running down some girl. Oh, God, I hate that. The whole bloody Facebook and everything has got so extreme with all the haters there. And they've convinced everybody that's life. Well, it is really because they've convinced everybody it's bad journalism, bad bullshit. I'm swearing. because I'm fed up with Canada. I was thinking about life. Everybody thinks life's a struggle. Other places it's not a struggle. I've been all over the world. I've never seen this Christian work ethic crap. I'm thinking working for a living. I worked hard, and it was because they weren't running racing right. 3 horses back to back. Too many horses to look at. Talked to a scout. It was picking up good bloodstock, and he explained, "Oh my God, you were doing more than me. You can't do horses that way." And I thought that was wrong for me. So I'm going, this will unearth too many patients. Cut the costs, make them work. I'm not the only one. It's corruption. Just capitalism of untethered corrupt capitalism. Going through Manitoba, they're on strike. Why? One of the services Canada needs, the Canadian Pacific Rail, they're on strike because they're making them work more. They cut their the government comes in and says, let's say, well, they need a wage and they raise their wages. But then they say, well, let's make some money out of this, make them work more, come on, cut their salary down, just pay them straight time for working all the time. There's no balance in that. It's this friggin' Scottish mother of invention, Christian work ethic, cheapness. Australia, boy, when they go walk about it. Yeah, there's a bit of a mediocre thing there. They were getting into e-business a long time ago. We're forced into it. They were forced into it with the COVID. Maybe a wake up. Because there's no. And that's what he came from England, and he's over here, and he's just questioning after 5 years of this craziness. They're the darn real estate. He says, "You're swearing and like me." Don't blame them. He says, they're friggin' nuts to charge these prices. Oh, this Australian Prime Minister, what he did was he's curtailed the economy. It's foreign investment. They bought the bloody place. New Zealand was doing that too. China owns everything. I'll tell you the worst places to live in Australia. Well, Melbourne now and Sydney, but the other ones aren't too bad. But they got borders. I was looking on ABS. And you know that Facebook's blocking a lot of Australian knowledge? Isn't that crazy? They block it. Why? Because they got probably a democracy. That's why. They hung up on the Australian Prime Minister. The United States had good relationships with Australia. Think of it, we didn't go to Vietnam. They did with the Americans in the Vietnam War. Australians, but they regretted it. They wondered why. I talked to a lot of Aussies. I don't know how we got into that point. I don't know anything. But they've woken up. Like they've sort of done. They've gone Labor. They had Labor Party, and I'll tell you, all these systems, and you don't get partisan and go against labor or socialism. Because look, our Canadian healthcare system is completely socialist in a way. But that's a dirty word. See, that's how they use that, the capitalists. They're the ones that own the means of production. That's all they are. They're corporations. That's all capitalism means. Something to do with you as an American or a Canadian It's capitalism. That's what I'm living. It's too much capitalism. It's too much sauce in those potatoes. Too far right and too far left. I can't take it anymore. It's going, and it's apathy. It's apathy. People don't give a shit now. If you vote for, you gotta choose the least worst of the two snakes. It's like looking at that's a big rat, and that's a little bit smaller. Maybe I'll just take the smaller rat. That's about it. They've lied. And then I figured out what it is. Because we got no gold. Somebody's controlling us. It's 1% elite group. It's the Illuminati. They've controlled all the world's economy. There's no gold there. It's just fresh air. But they'll tell you it's an economy. Mm. Look what's happening now. They're not taking money in stores. Well, when we started printing notes, we just kept on printing them, but there's nothing behind them. Because that's what a note is. It's basically a dollar bill, or a bill is an exchange of bullion that you can't carry to the bank. So look at the economic solution there. Just keep printing money. You don't think things haven't inflated. $10 for a glass of beer. Used to pay 30 cents when I was 18, but that's a long time ago. So is the friggin' money that was real. It was a long time ago, but it's not real now. You can't live on economies without but even Britain's that way. It's fresh air, she said. They said, where's the gold? Where's the the silver? What'd you do with all that? It's gone. No, we just inflated it. We started printing money. So you see, they didn't get in with the European Union, Britain. Printed all them. There's no gold. There's no pound sterling. There's nothing behind it. It's just fresh air. So I'm talking to, she's in Australia, cybersecurity. She shows me all these friggin' documents. The world's economy is screwed. It's been screwed for a while. You know how the scammers use Western Union? Because you can't trace it, eh? It just, we got from here to there. Well, they found some laundering money across the globe. They've been doing it and off booking it. The whole friggin' thing, they've off booked everything, whoever's behind it. I couldn't believe it. It's funny the way I met her. The other Aussie Sam, Mike, she's bloody tough. She's always bitching on ABS, Mike. Don't pay attention to her. She's trying to get into Australia. Set up, fat bitch. Mike, don't listen to her. Just pay attention to the horses. Russell, she's so, you got no money. Well, we got horses, mate. Wow, that's true. There's no money behind it. At least they got hooves. There were selling and sperm's worth quite a bit of money, eh? It's the most precious commodity in liquidity. This water is just water. Beer is going up in price, but not in Australia. It's the coffee that costs the money, so you switch. But actually, I've been looking at Australia. When they went through economic hardships after World War II, it was racing that brought it back. Canada, it was good. And then he split because they got corrupt as hell. All the snakes from the United States, the mafia and gangsters are coming up the border and screwed eggs up. It's been doing that for a long time. Casino tracks and mafia and mob and drug and horses. Well, they started doing it in Australia a bit. They shot a few jockeys. You never win that race. We'll fix that. They're mobsters. Where there's money, there's corruption. We got another mobster. It's called the real estate market. They're friggin' mobsters. They are. Those real estate agents, lawyers are crooks. Absolute crooks. The market's so high, will make lots of money. They're all crooks. They're crooks. But they're legal crooks because they usually they get around the system. They cut down. They make it that anybody that wants to sue them, they can't. Because there are other lawyers that got agreement that you can't sue us, and they do that. They're all snakes. Real estate market is a racket. But so we go to you, and this is what he said. I thought we'll liberalize a system like this. This is not too bad. If they allow it. Yeah. Like those are affordable. No, I'm separate from that damn place. I don't be over there. All those kids are on opium. Oops, drugs. This place is quiet. But over there, this place isn't that damn place all the time. It's all across Canada. The young people are hooked on opiates and it's got cracked. I go up in Bonnieville. She's cowgirl. Oh, she says, "Can I sit down and have a talk with you, sir? You had a nice meal and a beer. I'll go talk to you. Don't go in that place. It's full of drug addicts. Don't go in that place. It's full of drug addicts. It's all full of drug addicts everywhere across Canada. It's methadone. It's opiates. It's terrible. It's. I read Buddhism, and they talk about greed and desire, hungry ghosts. Opiates are an extension to our consumer addictions. I go out, but I'm not alone now. I don't have myself to talk to, but I can listen to other people. What are we going to buy next? So they go on holiday, sitting having a nice meal. What are we going to buy now? Where are we going to go buy something else? Oh boy, it keeps the GDP going. Keep it going up, 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 up. I'm fed up with it. It's just, they really brainwashed the people. They looked at they don't talk about making the country better. They just brainwash the people. And they got them in a buzz about, well, what do you want? Marijuana? Oh, okay. It's legal. What else do you want? Jobs. Lots of jobs. Jobs. They got them now. 5 jobs. One place to live, no food. They're working all the time, working overtime. That's why I don't come to Canada. So he saw me in there, and I was writing articles about this. I just endorsed you for what? Research, financial research. You showed. I said, "Who are you?" I'm in Prague. I'm the chairman of the board for NATO Business Development. Your country's a flyover. You just showed me. I showed him not my writing, just articles and stuff. Holy Toledo, what you found out. Well, not as bad as what Helen Edwards bought billions of trillions of dollars laundering it. But nobody listens to old Helen because she's like bitching. She's talking at night. She's just a big girl, big Aussie, big fat mama. She just put a lot of weight on because you put weight on when you're reading this stuff. You start eating crumpets and stuff to try to get past it. So I said to Beverly, she's in Britain. Oh, crikey, man. Look at that. I knew this was true. That's it. There you've got the whole mother. Well, it's like Snowden left. He's into data research. The corruption, he went to Russia. He's not a communist. He just is a better, they're safer. It's just corrupt as hell. And I'm reading this First Nations. Oh hell, they can't. You go in there, government sites, and this is what the First Nations say. They've got you labeled. They just keep on changing your lack of being an individual. You're a native person? Oh hell no! It's just another category to dehumanize you. And they've been doing this for a long time. So you call up the government and they say, are you an indigenous person of Canada? Listen to the rhetoric. You know, like Apache, she was saying that was they can't say that name, so they call it Apache. That's not an American name. It's not the native name. She's just, native women are just treated like pieces of garbage. I can't believe it. I'm on a meetup. A young girl in there. I took a look. She's not Manitoba. She's First Nations. Hey, teepee, I'm going to use your mouth and put my, in it. And use you just as a dirty piece of teepee. She was putting these screenshots of what a hell of a thing to say. They're murdering young women like that because they're native. TP. That's not what her name is. I love girls, daughters. That hurt me so much if my daughter was being taken down by some pig. I love children. Pedophiles, homosexuals, this weirdness going on. They're getting away with it. And there's a sex trade in the United States. Unfortunately, even Trump's starting to try that. The whole Pentagon, they're trying to get it closed down. Children's abuse. I don't think that's political. It's just blatant. Something's wrong with society. Something really unconscious is ebbed up. Moral values have deteriorated. Sexual predators. I can't take it anymore. This is why people get depressed. And that's a mental illness. I think apathies are for a sheer mental illness. Like they talk about emotional intelligence, but I can't get past repeating the same thing over and over again. I can forgive things, but I can't just live around people that are doing bad things all the time. North America's gone into hell. If you vote Donald Trump, I'll make sure about because I'm predicting nuclear war. And I'm not far from wrong what I'm following. They arrested a bunch of Chinese spies. This is the start of it. And we're getting close. We don't know how powerful China is. It's very powerful. It's bigger than the United States. Far bigger. They've crept up in the past 8 years, just overtop the economy. And it's scary. And you got a lot of, if you're going to get into duality, you've got Russia, North Korea, them, and you haven't got much love from, I'm not saying they're right, but from Iran. They got missiles, they've been testing weapons, like weapons grade, plutonium and everything. They're really arming up. I think it's time to step back a little and think about when you elect Donald Trump. Because this is what I'm serious about. I'm not going to get partisan, but this guy's going to look at you guys. Well, Canadian housing market's going to hurt people. Not me particularly. People that have houses, they won't have them. They can't offload them. They can't do anything. The market will just, yes, he was right. I was reading this, and he's right. I get the feeling that place up there charging $1 million for this business, building them like corkers. Well, here's the problem with building houses. They raise up the real estate inflation. Mortgages, this is part of economics. It raises it up and inflation goes up. And the market hasn't lowered in Ontario. Why? I'm all right. But are they? No, nobody is. Because when this crashes, the ones that got houses won't have them. Or they'll be paying a mortgage and they can't forgive a mortgage debt. It's over. Amount like the bank's curtailed to you have to have 20% down. Who's got that? Well, it's hard for young people to get that. Especially if they're homeless. You can't get anything. So it's just a bunch of usury. And I'll tell you what is wrong with it. Real estate, you can get a license to sell that crap, make a lot of money real fast. Invest in real estate and just rip everything off. And that's all that is. Real estate robbery. They don't like me because it's the truth about them. They're crooks. Or they're just blatantly stupid. They're sort of a combination of being extremely right wing, blatantly stupid, and blatantly crooked. This is like a scammer. They use the same old lines all the time. They're blatantly stupid, but they're blatantly crooked too. Scammers all over the damn place. Tons of them, they use the same damn photos. That's how stupid they are. They can you can Google them and do a reverse. Oh boy, they use that again. They get really dumb. Crook can only be a crook and a rat once it's exposed. You see, you're still a rat. You can't. I gotta really laugh. That's a rat. The politicians are rats now. Now, I'm trying to survive this. I'm getting out. I'll have a stroke again. I can't take it. I'm too hyper. I'll have a stroke. I almost had a stroke before because of this. That's what's killing people. It's the bloody knowing things and knowing the shit's happening and the crap's going down the bus. And I don't care. Or no. I can't take it anymore. I'll have to leave. I can get out of here pretty fast. I was just looking at the paperwork. Those funds transfer over to England, Australia. I'm gonna get a flight out of here and just live down there. There's lots of work there. I can work for a while. But I think the retirement age in Australia is 70. They don't go around saying you're too old, you're taking jobs away for. They got 5 jobs, man. What are you talking about? So lots of jobs, just no housing. What a stupid thing to say. It's just a workaholic society now. It's a workaholic. And it's not honest labor. Just cookery, building more houses, more widgets and digits. It's kind of crazy. I never liked construction work. I always had an underlying curtain to me. I'd rather hay putting horses in. I've done cattle, but I like horses. I've worked in that as a living. Now, I have a lot of advantages in countries that do put a lot of money into horses. I'm good at counseling kids. I got a lot of things. I can't make it here. They pretty well crap the industry in Ontario. You should see how bad it is. The herds can't even get hay to them with the COVID-19. They couldn't shift it. I don't know. It's like you guys stuck on them. Like you can't get them off. I give up. Ontario Equestrian Association. I looked on there. Oh my God, they're starving to death again. COVID-19. Other provinces aren't, but Ontario sure is. What the hell's that about? Doug Ford. Well, it's just industrial agriculture. It's gone to crap. The days of progress. But they call it they have a label on it to raise the price. They call it organic. No, I call it the old style agriculture. It's just kind of crap. Bye. It's a piece of shit.